If the first Contra was an invitation to war, Super Contra was the slap in the face that welcomed us to a true alien nightmare. This time, Bill and Lance aren't just back for a rematch. They are on a badass mission to clear out military bases where soldiers seem to have mutated into something only an alien mother could love. Who could forget the glorious incoherence of jumping over a moving tank while firing a machine gun that spits out fireballs? But what really blew our minds and gave us serious anxiety were those top-down levels. Suddenly, you weren't a side-scrolling commando anymore. You were a guy walking awkwardly, trying not to get crushed by a scream that forced you toward a destiny filled with bullets and senseless explosions. Konami decided to push the nest to its limit, giving us bosses so massive they flickered like cheap disco lights just to keep the processor from melting. It was the game that taught us the meaning of betrayal, because when we tried to input the 30 life code, we discovered Konami had gotten stingy and only gave us 10. 10 lives to face a mass of flesh with giant eyes and aliens popping out of the ground. The music, however, remained a 16-bit masterpiece that injected just enough adrenaline to make you ignore the fact that a single touch from an enemy sent you straight to the afterlife. It was the ultimate proof that the only way to save the world was by having cat-like reflexes and a bad who would unsteal your weapons at the most critical moment. In the end, Super Contra was the kind of challenge that made you question your mental health, yet you could unput it down until you saw the very last pixel of the final boss explode. It was the golden era where you didn't need a half-hour tutorial. It was enough to know that everything that flickers wants to kill you, and that your best ally was that survival instinct that made you mash the fire button as if your life depended on it. It was a beautiful, noisy, and maddening chaos that graduated us as alien war veterans before we even knew how to do double-digit multiplication. What was more absurd? Aliens having the courtesy to encapsulate their weapons in flying pods for you to use, or being able to survive a 30-foot fall just by doing a somersault. If remembering this gunpowder chaos left your thumb numb, don't forget to like, share with your childhood platoon, and subscribe to the channel for more nostalgic missions in our Retro Dave S room. Game over.